Today I'm laying down another piece of the Gibco FLEX-MOLD and I'm going to show you how I do it. My current job is I'm relaying all the non-skid patterning on the stairs on the starboard side. We've been doing a huge amount of repairs across our boat on the non-skid because of damage that was done during warranty repairs by teams sent by our boat builder and our boat broker. So to prepare the surface, the first thing I need to do is sand it. I have to sand off the old track, which I did with 80 grit. You can use 60 or 80. Once that's sanded off, I have a look at the surface and make sure I'm happy with the color. Now I'm using the exact same gel coat, the original gel coat that was put on our boat. We actually imported it from South Africa. So I'm super happy with the color matching, but you may need to take the additional step of laying down gel coat, sanding it, flattening it, and then keying it up to 80 grit before you can actually lay your track. I get to skip that step, so I'm on to masking up. Now it's time to go and grab a piece of mold and size it to my step. Now a couple of things to keep in mind. I want this to lay as flat as possible. I need it to overlap the tape, and I need to make sure the diamonds are going in the correct direction, which sounds very simple and basic, but is one of the things that got screwed up when a professional repair team came in. Now it's time to mix up the gel coat, and for this particular application there are 3 components to my gel coat mixture. There's the gel coat itself, there's the catalyst, and then there's the thinner. Now Gibco have a list of approved thinners and the disclaimer that you absolutely cannot use acetone for the job. So the one that I'm using is Patchade. Now to determine how much of the thinner you add, they suggest using a Zahn cup, which I've done. I've worked out my percentages. I've done some test runs even, where I did small sample patches to see what worked the best and looked the best. So now it's time to mix those 3 together and get this job done. A really great tip that I got on applying this from JB was to put it into a sauce bottle and use that to get the gel coat onto the deck, which 100% it makes it a lot easier. Essentially what you need to do is roll the mold down into a wave of gel coat using a squeegee and adding additional gel coat as needed. Once the pattern is down, I then needed to squeeze the excess gel out by squeegeeing the surface in all directions and checking for high spots. Once I was happy it was flat, that was it. It just needed to sit and cure, keeping in mind that I needed to pull the border tape before the gel coat cured too hard. The final step of the process is to sand and polish the edges, which I left to our friend and gel coat finishing extraordinaire Nino, while I moved on to the next panel. If you're doing an area that is bigger than what this step is with a bit more area around it, it is easier to do it with multiple people. I was just working in a smaller space in a smaller area on a smaller piece. So for this one, it was easier to just do it myself.